sir. Welcome back to another CO.FAX magazine exclusive interview. Today, we sit down with one of the biggest contributors to the Colorado media scene, fashion scene, a designer, an entrepreneur, owner of Fishscale Media and Trap Collection. We got my boy Mack in the building.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you, man, for sure.
I appreciate you. We last linked up like, what was that, like 2020, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like we linked up a couple times.
Yeah, it's been a while since I know you now, but this was long overdue. Get another one in. So let's start off with like the basic shit. Where are you from?
Well, initially I'm from Colorado Springs. Yeah, I grew up in the Springs on the south end, in like the Fountain Whitefield area.
Yeah. And what was it like growing up out there?
Man, it was cool, honestly. Like just like it's like the regular like coming up type shit, you know. It's like a military town kind of, but like my parents wasn't in the military or anything, so I mean it was cool, man. I feel like my childhood was dope.
What was school like?
School was cool, man. I don't know, nothing really exciting. I feel like school and all that shit was just like normal, just like chilling with the homies, like going through school, whatever, whatnot. You know, I always got good grades or whatever, so just chilling and waiting for that shit to be over, you know?
Facts, like, so like high school, that's usually where people kind of like find themselves.
Facts.
What was your mindset at that time as far as what you wanted to do outside of that, like once you left?
Man, I wasn't really sure at all. I just knew I wanted to, like, I don't know, it sounds weird, but I just wanted to live my best life. I just remember seeing like people going to work and shit, like being miserable and like hating their life, and I'd be like, I do not want to be that dude. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I just remember just wanting to do some shit that would be like I could support myself and be happy with. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I remember that was the mindset, but I remember after I got out of high school, my mindset kind of flipped. Like, I gotta get some money type shit, you know? Like, I was on hustle mode immediately.
That's how it is for a lot of people, especially just like you said, wanting to live your best life. Your best life come with, and you're gonna need a little bag to live your best life, especially especially what you really like though. A lot of shit that we really like, because we don't always have the privilege to have access to it, is higher end. Higher end shit costs, so you're gonna need a bag and have that hustle mode going anyway.
Right.
So
for sure. Where
did Fishscale come in?
So Fishscale first came in like, so my older brother started Fishscale in 2015, and he was running Fishscale up until like 2018, and he ended up going to the feds. So he hit me up while he was in there, like basically telling me like, you could take it over, like got all these ideas, and he just basically explained to me like, this is a concept and just run with it type shit. So that's basically what I did. Like, I took a couple of designs he already did, and then like I just refined it from there and just like put my own flavor, put my own sauce on it, and kind of just came in the game on how to like, you know, source blanks and materials, and then find a supplier and all that type of shit. And then I just kind of just put my flavor on it.
That's hard as fuck. So, but like prior to that, like 2017, you weren't really like thinking of doing nothing of this caliber?
Nah, not at all. No, hell no. I remember I needed like, I felt like I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. And then once he like came through with the idea, I was like, okay, bet, let's do it.
Okay, so of course, taking on what's deemed as like a responsibility in a way, and especially because like you didn't want to let your brother down, you wanted to let him know like, not only am I taking your advice, but like, I'm doing this shit. Like,
right, for sure.
So, what's been some of the challenges of creating the brand to where it's at now from that moment?
A lot of challenges would be like, just like branding in general. Like, with branding got to be very specific. Like, when someone sees your logo, they got to know like that's your shit. Like, it got, to me, the way I compare it to is like the bat symbol. Like, once you see the bat symbol, like once Batman sees the bat symbol, like You know what I'm saying? Like it's so identifiable, like you know immediately. Or like like the tissues over there. Like you wouldn't call them tissues, you would call them Kleenexes, even if it wasn't Kleenex brand. You feel what I'm saying? So like being like branding it so hard to where it's so recognizable or it's synonymous with fashion or with dopeness or something like that. Like that's like the ultimate goal. So like basically everything you do has to serve that purpose. So like it's not really a challenge, but like sometimes you have so many different ideas that you kind of have to funnel it down to, does this work for the brand or does it not? You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's my biggest challenge. I feel like I have a million different ideas, but I'm like, does this fall into Fishscale? Is this Fishscale or is this something else? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like, how do you categorize the brand then? Like, in what position would you say you dominate more? Cause you fucking up the clothing brand right now. Like the clothing shit is crazy. Like I fuck with the designs that you got. I'm like, damn, this is great. Like you creative with what the name stands for. So the branding thing is you're true to that for sure. But seeing some of the shit that you're able to create and do outside of clothing and interviewing and shit, like where would you categorize the brand?
So our tagline is a dope lifestyle for peer individuals. So basically, I'm like, I feel like that could apply to many different things. So I just feel like if you're a dope person, if you got pure intentions with what you're doing, like I feel like the brand will resonate with you. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes it resonates with people that like you just said, like have a story to tell. So whether it's a photographer, a person that makes music, a person that does media, anything of that nature, I feel like I want to highlight that and give them a platform as well. So I feel like that serves the purposes of the brand as well as the clothes do. So that's like kind of how that tied into it as well.
That's dope. So I obviously got a piece from your earlier collection. What made you want to start designing clothes? Of course, earlier you said just trying to figure out what would fit with the brand, but not really like knowing what you wanted to do. What made you decide to like, fuck it, I'm gonna just start doing the clothes shit as well?
I don't know. I feel like the clothes is just like the easiest way to express the overall idea. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like you just have different designs and when someone says Fishscale, like something automatically comes to mind. So it's about like, sometimes it's about flipping that to being like, flipping it to something positive, more positive, to being like, it's about a dope lifestyle with peer individuals rather than, having to be like drug related. So just kind of flipping that to something more positive. And it's just easier it's just probably the easiest, to me personally, it's the easiest way to reflect my vision. It's just with clothes.
Thanks, because essentially everything that you put on is like just advertisement.
Right.
So you're just walking advertisement for whatever brand that you have on, because people are going to have eyes on you if you do step outside. So yeah, like having that representation, again, branding is a big thing. What's been some of the challenges of designing clothes, if it has been any?
Man, at first it was a big challenge because I personally don't design them. I always hire someone to design them. So like finding people that like understand your vision was a problem for a minute. But once I finally got someone that we really chopped it up and we both understood like where we're both coming from and the vision of the brand and things like that, like we could just sit down and be like, what we usually do is like kind of talk about what we want, like as far as just not even like design, it's just like a concept. And then once we know our concept, we set a timer for 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and just like any like individual words that come to mind when you think of the concept, like we just write them down. And then we both come together after those 2 minutes to see what we all wrote down. and like out of those words we find the design. We start designing like just out of those words that we find out. So we might put them into Google, put them in Google Images, just start looking at pictures, and then like sooner or later it's just something sparks, and then from there an idea comes.
That's dope as fuck. That's a good way to like use that, especially because it gives you a perspective of not only like, yeah, I'm looking at the images and shit, but like how do I again tie that into my shit to make it more understandable and more relatable to what we're doing and what the message is as well. So yeah, that's hard as fuck. That's a good way to gain inspiration and to kind of motivate new thoughts and ideas.
For sure.
That's dope as hell. So you've been doing this for just about 4 years now. If you took it on, like if you took it on around that time, what's been some of your greatest moments, or like your biggest moments that you were able to experience through the platform?
I would say some of the biggest moments. Man, I would say getting to interview Band Gang Lonnie Bands was pretty big. He's been one of my, I wouldn't say one of my favorite artists, but like an artist I'm consistently listening to for a long time. And just like, it's just that moment you're just like, oh damn, like this is like a real person. Like it's not just someone I'm listening to through my headphones. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean that was pretty cool. And then just seeing I mean it's cool to seeing your ideas come to fruition. It's like, you know how they say like nothing's ever created or destroyed. Just everything is recycled. It's just like having an and it's something that popped into your head as an idea, and then you create it into something, and it's like a physical thing. It's like, I don't know, it's just cool to see that, because it's like this came from nothing, and like this is literally something I created like from my mind.
It's like a child in a weird way.
Right. So I don't know, I feel like I just enjoy the process. Just like I don't know, each time it's something dope. Like and then when someone buys it, you're just like, and then they say it's dope, you're just like, damn, like I don't know, it's just a crazy feeling. Like literally something popped into your head, and then you made it, and then someone agreed that was dope, and then they literally spent their money that they worked for on it. Like I don't know, the whole I don't know, the whole thing to me is dope.
It is dope as fuck to have like people actually supporting your shit and seeing what the fuck that you got going on.
Exactly.
And yeah, bro, that's cool, because like you said, your ideas come from like just blank inspiration, like just seeing something or listening to something, or just having a fucking random thought, being high, or like doing whatever, like whatever you gain inspiration from can just happen in that moment. So yeah. You got like a lot of podcast experience now. You got like a show as well, Mack and Don. What's just been like that experience? Like get into the whole podcasting thing as well, because not only do you do interviews, but you do like podcasts and shit where you just talk about shit that interests you. And so.
Man, it's been dope. Honestly, it's just something that's always been like a passion of mine. Like growing up, I was always listening to like DJ Vlad, a lot of Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God, like shit like that. And then from there, like I just feel like I got put on so many other like media platforms and podcasts. Like we were just talking $1 million with the game, like, and like I mean, there's a million others. Joe Budden podcast. You got Rory and Maul now doing their thing. So it's like, I don't know, it's just always something I've personally been interested in. And then just being like, I don't know, just being like, feeling like, oh, I could do this. Like this is something I could do as well. And then like, I don't know, I feel like it's like a brain exercise. It's like finding a way to entertain people with just a conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Like it sounds weird, but it's almost like a superpower. Like you imagine like you got a conversation with your homies all the time, but like imagine someone like actively wants to listen to your conversations, just you and your homies.
Right.
So to me, it's about like the hang and that's what podcasting is really about. It's kind of different from interviewing to me personally, because the interview you're trying to get someone's story. When you're just podcasting, you're just trying to entertain with a conversation.
Facts.
So
I feel like some people, they got their own means for it. Like you either doing it for a certain purpose, like I'm only here to like uplift, or I'm here to educate, or I'm here to do this to be funny, or like however it is, you got your own means for it, and that's why I think it's fucking dope as fuck, because you get to have your own, in a lack of better terms, like philosophy through your shit, whether it be through your own mindset, and you just talking your shit about different topics that you feel are funny or are going viral on fucking Instagram or Facebook, like however that shit goes, or incorporating interviews and doing things like that. So it's a whole different experience, really getting into that game, like, cause if you look at like, have you seen Matt Hoffa shit? Like,
I think so.
I think their most famous one right now, I believe, is the one with 21 Savage. They got an interview with him.
Yeah.
But like, they do a lot of shit with artists and like motherfucking people who wise and shit like that. And then you talk to a motherfucker like Joe Rogan, he got anybody coming on this shit,
for sure.
Educators and everything like that. So yeah, that shit. Podcast is dope. I don't think it's like books, bro. It can never be enough.
Exactly.
It's like movies, it can never be enough. So shit, that's dope as fuck. What do you recommend people to do if they want to get into podcasting, or maybe even creating clothing, or just being an entrepreneur in general? What would you recommend they should do?
I would recommend just find your voice in it. Just find what makes you unique and incorporate that into basically everything you do. So whether it's clothing, podcasting, just whatever it is, just put your own unique twist onto it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is basically the same. You know, it's just a shirt. It's just a podcast. It's just a conversation. It's just a piece of clothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's only a limited amount of things you could really do. You feel what I'm saying? As far as like creatively, like, I mean, you could get crazy with it for sure. But what I'm really trying to say is, like, at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. Whether it's, with any business, everybody got to sell the same things.
Right.
Whether like I just said, someone else is selling tissues. Like, there's only a certain amount of ways you're gonna market this tissue paper. You feel what I'm saying? So just put your twist onto it, and that's what's gonna make it stand out. It's gonna be your unique thing. So just do whatever makes you unique. Put that into your work.
That's facts, cause you definitely have to be different, and you gotta understand like the pain points of certain shit. Like, what pain points do I motherfucking serve? Cause it's a lot of people who like just wanna, I wanna like start a brand. Like, what's your why? And
facts.
How? And what are you gonna do when you get to this level? And if you don't get to this level, are you gonna be discouraged to not go further? Or like, who knows? But you gotta have that type of mindset to really, like you said, find yourself. But not only find yourself, but find where you can position yourself at to be the one that motherfuckers go to.
Right.
Like, there's, like you said, a million podcasts out there, but I'm only listening to this select few.
Exactly.
Personally, or they're only listening to this. And same with music, same with clothing, same with whatever you like, go for that. And that's why a lot of people say find your niche and find yourself. Like, no, that shit's real. So you worked with a few brands before. What's your point of view on collaboration?
I think it's dope. Collaboration is dope because you get two different like emerging ideas come together, and I mean, it might come out dope, but it might not come out dope. It just depends. So I feel like it's all worth a try. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact. So, how does it feel to know like you're contributing to the growth of everything in Colorado? Music, media, fashion, you know, all of this shit. How does it feel to know like you got a piece of the puzzle in there?
Yeah, I think it's dope. I feel like I've seen like a lot of people, different people grow with what they do. I think that's super cool. I think there's a lot more growing to do, so I feel like a lot of people just haven't even reached their potential. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm just doing my thing, and it's just, and everybody's also doing their thing, and we're all just growing. So it's just like, to me, it's not necessarily like trying to put anything on or anything like that. It's just we're all doing our thing, and we're all growing, and we're all gonna make it at some point. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like we all eating.
That's a fact. It's a lot of people out here doing their shit. This is why I kind of like, I guess for me, I wanted to do this because I wanted people to see this shit, and I wanted people to like feel acknowledged through their work, through their craftsmanship, and through whatever they do, whether it be community shit, whether it be music or being an athlete. Like it doesn't matter. The list goes on out here, and that's the beauty of it. We can talk to so many different people and see so many different lifestyles. So that's dope as fuck. What do you feel like Colorado needs as far as like for us to be or to have as much recognition as Florida or Atlanta or motherfucking New York, Cali, Texas, like all these other places that are really, I guess, more.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people got to be more proud to come from Colorado. Like, I don't know. I feel like certain artists, or not even artists, but just people in general that are in like a bigger limelight, they really like rep where they're from, like hard. You know what I'm saying? Or like, especially in music, like it like reflects like, I'll be talking about like certain streets and, you know, certain like cities and like their like slang and things like that. Like it just reflects where they're from. So I don't know. I just feel like people gotta rep that shit harder. Like, and I mean, certain people rep it super hard. Like obviously like 100 Pack Savvy, and then rep Aurora hard. Like 10 Birds with Eastside. Like, so I just feel like we gotta have more of that. Like
more,
just rep where you from.
Yeah, more representation of where we at. A lot of, yeah. I can agree with that. It's kind of why I put the title in my shit, which is a pro and a con. The pro is it represents where I'm from and what I'm doing here. Con is like kind of limits me here. So there's other shit I have to do like around and outside of that to still have this represented here, but like still get other shit wherever I can. So yeah, I mean it's a little pro and con with that shit, but it is what it is. So what's next for you? What you got in the vault, I guess I should say, if it's something you would want to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm just trying to keep doing my thing. You know, I got more clothing ideas on the way. Trying to get like a collection together for maybe like the fall time. You know, I got more interviews on the way. Trying to knock some more of those out, and just trying to continue doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep elevating, keep upgrading, and just be 1% better every time. That's about it.
That's a fact. Every day, get a day wiser.
Right, for sure.
Just growing a day wiser. No, man. I appreciate you. Just all the questions I have now, cause we're gonna do some more shit, some crazy shit futuristically, and I want to come back to that and see the evolution from where we at. Of course, my setup. Everyone knows who's already been here on the interview. My setup is not what I wanted to be right now, and that's okay. I just want y'all to see the evolution of this shit for real, because you have to evolve, and that's what growing with a day wiser. So we're gonna end that right here. Man, I appreciate you for not only being a real nigga, but like just showing me love from the gate. Like even when I was doing music and shit, you were like the first person to give me an interview and to recognize my shit and to see my vision at that time. So I respect you. I respect your vision. I can't wait to work with you in future projects if we ever do anything together, which I know we will. I hope we will. But this is, yeah, man. Go ahead. Tell people who you are. Let them know where they can find you. And yeah, we're gonna come wrap it up from there, bro.
Hey, well, likewise, bro. It's all love. I'm Mack from Fishscale Trap Collection, and you can follow us, Fishscale Trap Collection, on Instagram, Fishscale Media, on YouTube, and all that. And yeah, we'll be out here.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Hell yeah, thank you, bro.